to the weekly Wednesday live stream. I do these every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, where we just talk about anything going on in the MMA news. This week we got UFC 274. We have those massive leaks yesterday of UFC 276, Adesanya's next fight, Sean O'Malley's next fight, Nate Diaz versus Khamzat Chimaev. We have a bunch of recent news. I've done a couple streams. Usually during a big fight week, I do a bunch of streams just talking about the fights over and over and over again because I just genuinely enjoy talking about MMA, especially when we got an amazing fight card like UFC 274, particularly the top 3 fights. And of course, I'm going to answer every single one of your guys' questions as best I can. So thank you guys so much for joining me. It is May 4th, 2022. We are officially, the channel is a little over 13 months old now, and we are sitting at 2,802 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, go subscribe right now. Help me get to 3,000 subscribers. If you know any MMA fans, send them my channel. Tell them to go subscribe. And also do me a favor, make sure to like this stream. It helps grow the channel. I have a bunch of videos. I've done probably like 7 videos this week. I have the Nate Diaz Khamzat Chimaev video. I have Justin Gaethje Charles Oliveira full breakdown and prediction. I have Rose Namajunas Carlos Barza full breakdown and prediction. I have Tony Ferguson Michael Chandler full breakdown and prediction. I have Sean O'Malley versus Pedro Munhoz video reaction. I have so many videos that I put out on the channel this week, so make sure you guys go check those out after this stream. I appreciate you guys joining me as always. You know, I streamed yesterday and the day before, and you guys really seem to enjoy these streams, and I do as well. So I appreciate you all for joining me. And I guess I'll start reading some questions here in a second. Now my nose is already itching. So, okay. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let me take a drink real quick, too. By the way, if anybody's watching this stream after the fact and you have a question you want answered, just comment it down below and I'll talk about it next week. Okay. I'm loving how motivated Ferguson has been in these interviews. He seems like Tony again. I believe we see vintage Boogeyman Saturday. Feel bad for Chandler. I hope you're right, Jordan. I hope you're right, Jordan. I did see the media scrum. Tony Ferguson was being Tony Ferguson. It was hilarious. I hope Charles Oliveira destroys Justin G on Saturday because... Hold on a second. Let me get a pop. Because that has been talking a lot of ish about Charles is a quitter, basically calling him a coward, talking once a coward, always a coward. Fair enough. Fair enough. I say Charles wins by sub round 2. That was my prediction as well. 55th live stream from the GOAT himself. Technically not the 55th live stream. 55th live chat. So, you know, obviously I've done a bunch of live streams, but since I started doing, originally my live streams were every Wednesday, and they still are every Wednesday, but this is the 55th ever just straight up live chat where I just go through all your guys' questions. But appreciate you, Zach. To be honest, Joey, I think Nate Diaz wouldn't be a walk in the park for Khamzat. We can't forget Nate is dangerous in the later rounds and has proven it against primetime McGregor and even Leon. Yeah, but Khamzat is a nightmare matchup for him. The wrestling heavy, grappling heavy attack of Khamzat, plus Khamzat is a massive welterweight. Nate Diaz is not going to fare very well against Khamzat Chimaev, and I love Nate Diaz. He would get wrecked by Khamzat Chimaev, and the UFC is doing it to be vindictive. That's the only reason they're doing it. What's going on, French fries? Hope you're doing well. I appreciate you always being in the chats. What's up, Joey? How you feeling today, my brother? I'm feeling good. Thank you, Jordan. I hope you're feeling good as well. In a 5-rounder, I don't hate Nate's chances. I disagree. I mean, I think he's going to get destroyed. It's not going to matter because it's going to be a doctor stoppage in the 2nd or 3rd round, possibly even the end of the 1st. You know, Khamzat is just a nightmare matchup for Nate. Khamzat's bigger. Khamzat's a better grappler. Khamzat's stronger. Khamzat, you know, is just going to wreck him. Younger, faster, more powerful. It's not going to be good. Nate Diaz is going to lose by doctor stoppage would be my prediction. Does a beard help hide where the chin is for an opponent punching? I guess so. I don't know. Canelo in the chat. What's up, man? Hope you win your upcoming fight. That'd be hilarious. That'd be hilarious if that was really Canelo, but it's not. Roy McDonald, Ragdoll Nate, Khamzat will be way worse. Exactly. That's actually what I alluded to in my video when I talked about it. Roy McDonald, for anybody that didn't see that, he just suplexed Nate Diaz over and over and over and over again. And this wasn't even prime Rory McDonald. And this was, a much younger Nate Diaz. But Nate Diaz, people act like he's a career welterweight. He's not a career welterweight. He is a career lightweight who has decided that his star power is good enough that he is no longer going to cut weight to get down to lightweight, and he will find fights regardless. So Ferguson said he's going to put Michael Chandler in the clinch position, batter him with elbows, make him taste his own. I'm loving it. That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing Tony fight. I hope we see vintage Tony. I really hope we see vintage Tony. I know what you meant. Anyway, Colby deserves no fans at this point. Okay. Who do you have? Chaos versus Randy Brown. I'm probably going Chaos Williams. I think Chaos Williams is just so good. I know a lot of people. I feel like not a lot of people know about Chaos Williams. I feel like he's a little bit of a secret in MMA. Chaos Williams is a very good fighter, and I think he'll beat Randy Brown. But it's a good fight. I'm super excited for that prelim. What's up, Adam? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being a member. I greatly appreciate you. Yo, good afternoon, Joey. Do you Miocic versus Jones really headlines 277 on July 30th? It's 50-50. The UFC definitely wants it, but coming to terms with John Jones and coming to terms with Stipe Miocic is a tough task. Stipe Miocic has been notoriously tough to negotiate with the UFC, as well as John Jones. Obviously, everyone knows that as well. So getting both of them to sign, getting the timeline right. The UFC definitely wants to make it. It's a fight that they would make probably I think it would be for the interim heavyweight title. They want an interim heavyweight champion. So regardless, I think they find a fight. But me personally, I wouldn't count on it too much just because of Stipe and Jones kind of, they're always having issues, right or wrong. I'm not saying either one is particularly, this guy doesn't deserve this or that, but they're notoriously hard to negotiate. So let's continue. Which champion retires next and which champ loses next? Which champion retires next? Probably Glover, win or lose, maybe, I would say. And if I had to pick one to probably going to lose his belt next, I'll say Aljo. But Khamzat, in my opinion, has shown holes in his game. If he works on them, I don't see him beating Nate easy. I think the Khamzat Chimaev that showed up against Gilbert Burns beats the brakes off of Nate Diaz. I'm wondering, why does Justin G have so much animosity towards Charles Oliveira? Maybe he's just trying to sell the fight. That's probably it. Pause. What are we pausing about? Who do you have in Trinaldo versus Roberts? Who do I have in Trinaldo versus Roberts? Is that on this week's card? Oh, yeah. Francisco Trinaldo versus Danny Roberts. I don't know, man. I haven't put too much thought in it. Trinaldo is always tough to beat. I feel like it's so hard to beat Francisco Trinaldo. He's been in the UFC for so long. How long has he been in the UFC? Honestly, he's been in the UFC for such a long time. Since 2012. That's crazy. Danny Roberts. I don't know, man. I'll probably go Trinaldo. He's just too tough to get out of there. Trinaldo probably wins via decision, I'd probably guess. Let me look at the tail of the tape. Trinaldo is 43 going on 44. He's almost 44 years old. Oh, my goodness. Danny Roberts is 34. 5'9", 6'1". Danny Roberts has a reach advantage. I'll probably go Trinaldo. The 43-year-old workhorse. Okay, somehow I ended up with this off the screen. Did you see Gilbert call out Jorge? I think it makes sense too. I agree. I think it makes sense. I wouldn't mind seeing it, and it probably is the best matchup for Masvidal right now. He's going to lose to pretty much everyone else. I'd say probably the next champ to lose is either Charles or Rose, just based on the law of averages. I think I answered a question like that before, French fries. I think I said that too. Justin, first TKO. Come on, Joey. How do you not feel this one? I think Charles Oliveira is just too good. Too good. He came in late too. Imagine if he was young. Who are we talking about there? Are we talking about Trinaldo? Right. What's up, Joey? What's going on fast? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming to the stream. I got him in a late TKO. Okay, you got Trinaldo in a late TKO? I'm assuming that's who we're talking about. He's just so old. It's crazy. Okay, he lost to Muslim Sakihov. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Oh, yeah, he did get that stoppage win over Jai Herbert where Dan Hardy threw a fit. I can't believe he lost to James Vick. He's a tough guy to beat. You know, he's definitely been a guy who is you know, like a stepping stone or a gatekeeper for the welterweight division. Just from watching the media strums with Ferguson today really made me even more excited for the fight with Chandler on Saturday. That's the purpose of him. I do want to say, though, Ferguson does look like he's getting old. You know, he looks much older than I remember, which does suck. Also, Aldo versus Cruz should be next. Give me Aldo versus Aljo. How do you see Izzy versus Jarrett going? Izzy is going to pick him apart from the outside and win the fight. Next male champ to lose is Figgy, in my opinion. It's going to either be Glover or Figgy, probably, I would say, because Glover's fighting at 275. But you never know. Izzy's going to chop Jarrett's leg and finish him in the later rounds. He's going to pick him apart from the outside, too. I mean, Jarrett Cannonier, stylistically, is one of Israel Adesanya's easiest matchups, in my opinion. It's just you know, you look at their skill sets. Jarrett Cannonier is a guy that's not super technical. He rushes forward and throws big power shots. I mean, Robert Whittaker counterpunched him and beat him in a 5-round fight. Or no, it was a 3-round fight, actually. Adesanya is going to make easy work of Jarrett Cannonier. I might do a UFC 276 just fight card revealed video kind of type thing. Aldo versus Cruz, I know what you meant. James Vick was 9-1 streak going into the Gaethje fight, and he got slept. And he was talking mad shit going into that fight, too. Was talking so much shit. He wasn't that bad. Charles is going to prove people wrong once again Saturday because he's getting overlooked again as a quitter. Hasn't quit since 2017. MMA fans are strange at times. Yep. 9-1 or 6-1, I can't remember. Fair enough. I thought Tony looked old too. I was hoping it was just me. Yeah, I noticed it. I still stand by my pick, but he does look like he's aged quite a bit. So we'll see how it goes. Jarrett cannot get in the inside like Robert can. I agree. It's crazy how many people, you know, it has nothing to do with this comment, but it's crazy how many people overlook Charles Oliveira. Underdog. Wasn't he underdog against Michael Chandler? Underdog against Dustin Poirier, I'm pretty sure. Now he's an underdog against Justin Gaethje. It's crazy. Charles Oliveira gets no respect at all. No respect at all. I picked him in all those fights, by the way, and I have video evidence of it on the channel. I have video evidence of those on the channel. Let me ask you guys this, because I got a comment recently. Not that I care about this particular comment. Oh, maybe he's not an under. I just feel like a lot of people are overlooking him against Justin Gaethje. Maybe he's not an actual underdog. Maybe I'm wrong. But let me ask you guys this. When I talk about a prediction from like 2 years ago that I don't have a video on the channel, do you think I'm just full of shit? Does it sound dumb? Because I always feel dumb telling you, oh, I picked this guy 2 years ago. I have no proof of it. Let me know. Do you guys think do you guys think I'm making that shit up, or do you guys think, okay, he's probably telling the truth? I'm genuinely curious. Because somebody commented recently and said, oh, yeah, you really picked that underdog. You know, you're always picking the underdogs when you don't have evidence on the channel. Okay. Let me know if you understand what I'm saying. Jarrett pushing forward, throwing heavy shots, going to play right into Izzy's counter game. Yeah, I think he gets stopped in that fight. I think he stops Jarrett Cannonier. I don't see Izzy finishing Jarrett. I just see him outpointing him in the stand-up and winning a decision. I think he finishes him. Charles is not getting overlooked. I feel like he has been. Tony looked old on that 274 countdown. I've actually not watched the countdown yet, which I'm going to because I'm hyped for it. 3 to 4 people picking Oliveira from what I'm seeing. Okay. So maybe I've just seen the people shouting from the rooftop that Justin Gaethje's going to win. He's an underdog. What? Yeah, I messed up. I think Charles submits Justin just like Dustin. Yeah, I think it's going to be something similar to that. I think it's going to be a rear naked choke. I don't know if it'll be a standing rear naked choke, but it'll be a rear naked choke. What do you consider a late start in MMA? I think it's cool to see guys 30 years old fighting to get ranked, and there can be a 27-year-old champion. I would say anything past 30 would be getting a late start. Charles was an underdog against Dustin, and Michael passed test with flying color. He's about to pass another this Saturday with flying colors. We'll see. I agree with you. I tend to agree with you. No, if I did, I would go look. Well, I'm saying the ones that I talk about that I don't have, because the channel is only 13 months old. So when I say, hey, I picked Nate Diaz to beat Conor McGregor in 2016 on short notice, I hope it doesn't sound like I'm bullshitting, because I'm not. Why would you lie? I believe you. Thank you, Zachary. I'm glad you do. I think Charles' ups and downs career has created an image to fans that he's just getting lucky in fights and doesn't deserve it. Also, he lacks English, which prevents people from relating to him. That could be very accurate. That could definitely be very accurate. Charles is a negative 175 favorite. Okay, sorry for misinterpreting that. I'm not a betting guy. I'm not a betting guy at all. I got Justin by TKO. What would be next if Chandler lost his fight? That's 3 in a row. I don't know. He could lose and they could potentially still match him up with Conor. But if I had to guess, let me pull up the UFC rankings really quick just to see. I mean, there's nothing but fun fights for Chandler, to be honest. Chandler could fight. I think Chandler could fight Dustin. Chandler could fight Islam. I doubt that would make a lot of sense at that point in time. Chandler could fight one of these up-and-coming guys like Rafael Fiziev, Gregor Gillespie. There's nothing but fun fights for Chandler. So, what fighter are you biased towards with or without trying? I try not to be biased for anyone, but there's always maybe bias that you're not conscious of. If there's one, it's probably Jose Aldo. That's what I would say. But I really try to avoid all bias. I just give you my opinion. You know, I know some people, there's always going to be people saying, oh, this guy's biased. You hate this guy. You like that guy. I'm genuinely just giving you my honest thoughts regardless. But it is what it is. Take it for what you will. Justin better back up everything he's been talking this Saturday about how Charles is a quitter and a coward. I imagine Gaethje gets choked out cold again like he did against Khabib. 70% are picking Charles on Tapology. So maybe I just been hearing the people who are shouting from the rooftops that Gaethje's going to win the fight, because that's what I've been hearing lately. But probably the people picking him are people that are, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? They probably realize that most people are picking Charles. And so I hear everyone who's picking Gaethje is telling me they're picking Gaethje. Maybe that's what it is. Given how Francis is only 35 and just beat an undefeated Cyril Gane, do you think he kept the belt long enough to become an all-time great if they settle things, that is? Given Francis is only 35, just beat an undefeated Cyril Gane, do you think he could keep the belt long enough to become an all-time great? Yes, because the bar is kind of low for heavyweight. I think he could. If he goes out there and beats a Tom Aspinall and then maybe a Tai Tuivasa, he's going to be in the conversation. Still kind of surprised Charles beat Dustin. I'm not, and I have a prediction video for that. Really thought Dustin would win that one. I thought Charles had it for sure. Charles' main issue through his career is his mental strength. Lately, it's been stronger than before in fights to not give up. Fair enough. Fair enough. Charles is constantly improving. That's his biggest strength. He's constantly improving every single fight. Big fan. You have godlike opinions. I'm glad to hear it, big fan. And thank you for being a member. I appreciate you. It makes so much sense for Conor and Chandler to fight, in my opinion, because you know Chandler ain't going to grapple against Conor. Yeah, there's no way. No way. Chandler's going to go out there and just wing it. You know, it's going to be very interesting. I think Conor would throw a lot of shots to the body. And I think Chandler is probably the most winnable fight outside of maybe Nate within the division. And I don't think any of them are very winnable. So, it's going to be interesting. If Chandler loses to Ferguson on Saturday, people are going to say, well, it was a competitive fight just to justify him losing. Yeah, I mean, there's always double standards with these fans and fighters. Justin almost got subbed by Khabib in round 1. Imagine what happens if Charles gets a hold of him. The whole Justin had a great ground game is BS. He's weak as AF on the ground, one of the weakest. Yeah, I've already said it. If Charles Oliveira gets him down in any capacity, it's over. It's immediately over. He's not surviving on the ground. I guarantee that. I'd be shocked. What's poppin', Joey, in chat? What's poppin' beside you? How did you like the new Sean O'Malley video? How did you like it, man? Give me your feedback on that. As a Sean O'Malley cult member, how did you like the video? Beside you, what did you think of my takes? If Ngannou could beat Jones, that would give him a pretty good case. I agree very much. Imagine Ngannou goes out there, maybe he fights Aspinall, If Aspinall beats Ty, and then he fights Jones, who just beat Stipe, maybe rematches Cyril Gane after that, beats him, it would be a strong case. Don't you have Oliveira beating Khabib? I think I do. I would probably take Khabib. Honestly, I'd probably take Khabib. The ground and pound would be too much. Khabib has good jiu-jitsu, ability to stay out of submissions. It would be a super compelling fight. I wish that fight was happening. Darius refused to fight Islam in July, said he'll be ready in October. I want to see Islam fight Dustin Poirier in July. I wouldn't mind that. Did you watch the Tony Ferguson interview? If so, what do you think? I think it's just Tony being Tony. It was very interesting for sure, but Tony's just an interesting character. I don't know what to make of it. Have you made a prediction for Aspinall versus Blades yet? No, I did a video talking about that fight. I didn't give an official prediction or anything. I said it basically was a 50-50 fight. I could see either guy winning. I think I said I lean Aspinall, though. Prime Khabib versus current Oliveira, who wins? I'd probably take Khabib. The ground and pound would be too much. Oliveira leaves himself susceptible to ground and pound while looking for submissions. So there you go. Chandler wouldn't wrestle Conor. He wants them fans to be happy, but he may wrestle Ferguson because he knows he needs to win. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I said that in my video as well. Who is Dan Hooker going to fight at 55? I don't know if he belongs in the rankings. I don't know. Maybe he can fight Bobby Green. That would be interesting. Bobby Green or maybe Brad Riddell would be interesting as well. I wouldn't mind, but I think they train together, don't they? They wouldn't fight. Yeah. So I don't know. That could be, Bobby Green could be fun. Being good on the back is different from being good at wrestling. Agreed. I don't care how competitive a fight is. If you didn't win, that competitive means zero, Jack. I wouldn't say it means zero, but it doesn't mean as much as people make it out to be. I'm just wondering if Charles could outstrike Khabib if the grappling is nullified. I don't think the grappling would be nullified, but it would be very interesting. Charles definitely could outstrike Khabib. That's actually been a fantasy fight of mine for 2 to 3 years, actually. Hold on a second. That's been a fantasy fight of mine for like 2 to 3 years. I wanted to see Khabib versus Oliveira as well as Khabib versus Ortega. But it's never going to happen. Great take, Joey. It's very unbiased. Super excited. Yeah, what I thought you'd find interesting about my take on that is I said before the Sean O'Malley Raulian Paiva match, I said people are artificially inflating the skill level of Paiva so they can pretend it was a big win for Sean O'Malley. And going into this fight, I told you that people are going to not artificially, but people are going to discredit Pedro Munhoz now. So if Sean O'Malley does win, they can say, it wasn't that great. Now, granted, Pedro Munhoz has taken a little bit of a step back, but nothing crazy. Oh, that's very interesting, French fries. Very interesting. We'll talk about that in a second. But people are going to say Munhoz isn't that good. He's lost 4 out of his last 5. Pedro Munhoz is still very good. He's still top 10. He's criminally underrated. And if Sean O'Malley goes out there and beats him, I will be impressed. I will be very impressed. So I'm glad you can see that I'm not a complete Sean hater. It's just my thoughts. Even if you don't like my thoughts, it's just my thoughts. And now I'm giving my thoughts on that fight. I don't think Sugar does very well against Pedro. It's a compelling fight because he's going to have the height. He's going to have the reach advantage. But Pedro Munhoz has a granite chin, has 5-round cardio, and has amazing leg kicks. That's dangerous matchup for Sean O'Malley. Who's more inspirational when they speak, Chandler or Tony? I'll say Tony. What happened to Dan Hooker if he loses his next fight? I have no idea. Would be gutted if O'Malley got his foot injured again mid-fight. Yeah, that would be crazy. That'd be as long as it was no serious injury. No. Check Discord. Okay, we'll talk about Discord. It's official, by the way. Chris Montino is no longer in the UFC. So to go back to my video from yesterday about Sugar Sean O'Malley has officially 1 win over a fighter currently on the UFC roster. How insane is that? How insane is that? Okay, let's continue. People keep saying Chandler will wrestle Ferguson. I highly doubt it's not in Chandler's DNA. He might early, but I think he's going to revert to that brawling style like he always does. So, Who's got the best triangle, Craig, Oliveira, or T-City? I'll say T-City. Any fighters you suspect might be on roids? I mean, I think any of them could be on roids. Any of them could not be. It's hard to say. Ariane Carnelosi's on roids. Okay. What's up, Keep Out? Hope you're doing well. Chandler said he's going to try to knock Ferguson's head off. Pretty sure Tony will try to do the same. So I doubt Michael's going to wrestle. But Mike needs a win. Michael Chandler needs a win badly. So, it's one of those things. I think Gaethje's going to KO Charles early. I don't see Charles getting it to the ground, and I don't like his chances in a gunfight. He will take Gaethje down, I think. I think he'll be able to get him down. Even if he can't get him down, he'll duck under a punch and snatch that back. Tony looked good in the press conference. Ferguson, big cardio advantage. Chandler, big strength advantage and power advantage for Chandler as well. What's up, Blaze One? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being a member. Thomas Almeida retired. No, he's no longer with the UFC. Enjoying the MMA chat, relaxed and baked. Also, who would you have in Ortega versus Rodriguez? I'd probably take Rodriguez, but I don't know. I could flip back and forth on that because Rodriguez hasn't shown the greatest wrestling defense in the past few years, and if Ortega gets him down, it's not going to be good for him. But Yair has far better striking than Ortega. What's up, Saul Diamato the Goof? Okay. He doesn't actually need a win. Who are we talking about there? Damn, they really cut Mike Grundy after what happened. You hate to see it. Oh, that's really sad. That is really, really sad. Damn. I feel bad for Mike Grundy. I didn't even notice the name. I didn't even remember who it was. And now, as soon as you said that, that's so sad. They should have gave him another chance. He needs the crowd to cheer. Why would they cut Grundy? It's petty. It's very petty. And plus, Ferguson has been working with his wrestling coach from college for this fight, so hopefully Ferguson will be able to counter Michael's takedowns. Yeah, I think once Chandler gets tired, once he starts getting lit up, Tony's pressure, he's going to shoot it on a takedown and get Darce choked. I rewatched the Tony Gaethje fight last night. In my opinion, it could have been 2-2 going into the fifth. The commentary was unbelievably biased and react to missed punches by Gaethje. Tony might win. I picked Tony. But Tony could have definitely won the first round. It was competitive in the first round, then Tony dropped him at the end. I think I scored the first round for Tony. Tony Ferguson, the type of guy to train at home and sleep at the gym. Yes, he is. What's the biggest fall from grace in UFC history, in your opinion? Maybe Cody Garbrandt, maybe Chris Weidman. One of those guys, probably. There's probably others I'm not thinking of. I think Chandler wants to fight the last three rounds for entertainment. We'll see. We'll see. We will see what happens. Chandler in the Gaethje fight was exhausted in the third round. He was just running around going like this to the fans. So, I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do in this fight. He needs a win. That's petty. I have no idea. I hope so. But I have no idea. I have no update on that at all. I can't believe the UFC did him dirty like that. When was his last fight? Let's see. That sucks. They did Mike Grundy dirty. Makwan Amirkhani on UFC London. They cut him 3 losses in a row. And he didn't fight no scrubs. Makwan Amirkhani was probably the worst fighter on his 3-fight losing streak that he lost to. He lost to Lando Venata, Mozar Evelev. So they're not straight up scrubs or anything like that. That's actually really depressing. The UFC should have gave him at least one more shot, I think. I think they should have. So it is what it is. Amirkhani was on a 3-fight L streak and arguably lucky not to be cut before the Grundy fight. They should show Grundy the same courtesy. Well, now he's on a 3-fight losing streak. But they should have gave him one more chance. TJ versus Aldo or TJ versus Aljo? I want to see Aldo versus Aljo. So a complete non-option there. An absolute non-option. Tony also didn't start clearly losing until the leg was destroyed by leg kicks. Chandler will need to slam the legs or wrestle heavy if he wants to win. And I think he will try to do both. mainly destroy the leg, and Chandler's got nasty leg kicks. I'm kind of hyped for Joe Lozon Cerrone. That should be a war. I'm not, but it probably will be a crazy fight. What's up with UFC fans saying they don't like trash talk, but the fights with the trash talkers get the most views? Casuals. I'm not a big fan of anything crazy trash talk. I'm just looking to see the best versus the best. Now, when there is a legitimate storyline, I do enjoy that. But the fake, contrived, manufactured trash talk, I don't enjoy it all. When a guy's just like faking trash talk to sell a fight, it's just one of those things I definitely do not care about. Amir Kwani isn't even that bad. Yeah. I don't care for OSP or Shogun. I don't care for the last two fights on the main card of 274. Cerrone got it in the bag. I don't know who I'm picking in that fight. Ferguson has good legs too. What do you mean, good leg kicks or just good legs in general? I'm not sure what exactly you're saying there. So, I think the top 3 fighters from every division should be subjected to 5-round fights. If they're top 3, they can easily fight for belts. You said something similar to this on another live stream. Yeah, I think there should be more 5-round fights when you have top contenders fighting each other. I really would have liked Chandler versus Ferguson to be a to be a 5-round fight. Make it a main event on a fight night card. I'd have been pumped for that. But I guess the UFC did not want to do that for whatever reason. I think Tony's management, I don't know who manages Tony Ferguson, but they should have got him a 5-round fight. I would have demanded a 5-round fight. But apparently the UFC ain't treating Tony Ferguson too good nowadays. It is what it is. So, Ferguson has a good push kick to the jab. Yeah, he throws them both right after each other. Yep. I meant leg kicks. Okay. A lot of new MMA fans are participation trophy types. Okay. Did you answer my question about the best triangle, Craig, Oliveira, or T-City? Yes, I said T-City. T-City, man. I answered it, okay? I think it's, I think that, he gets his nickname for a reason. That's exactly why I picked him. So, let's see. Do you think Chandler finishes Tony? I think Michael will win a decision and not get the finish due to Tony's toughness, as well as realizing he needs to fight smart to stay on top. No, I do not think Michael Chandler finishes Tony Ferguson. I think that Tony Ferguson is far too durable. He has far too of great stamina. And I just think most guys get finished. They can get their, get caught right on the chin and go out cold. But most guys get finished from a combination of accumulated strikes and basically exhaustion. And Tony Ferguson is not going to get exhausted in this fight. Tony Ferguson can go 5 hard rounds and still go another 5 hard rounds after that. So he's not going to get exhausted. I think if anything, we could see a TKO from Ferguson, TKOing Chandler based on Chandler being tired in the 3rd round. I could totally see that happening. 3-round fight favors Chandler. Not saying Ferguson can't win, but I feel better about his chances over 5 rounds. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Whoever's on Tony Ferguson's management team, which is probably himself, should have got this as a 5-round fight night main event. Or bare minimum, just got it 5. I wouldn't have minded 5 rounds on the pay-per-view. I mean, they done it for Nate Diaz. They did it for Nick Diaz, Robbie Lawler. Why not book it for Tony Ferguson? Can we say that Charles is the greatest jiu-jitsu practitioner in UFC history? I don't know. Maybe. It's hard to say. I don't know. What you eating for dinner tonight, my boy? I have no idea. I have not a clue yet. Aljo versus Jan with Pride Rules prediction. I would pick Jan over Aljo in any rules prediction. I'd pick him in a trilogy. I'd pick him in Pride Rules. I'd pick him in boxing. I'd pick him in jiu-jitsu almost. All right, probably not jiu-jitsu, but you get the point. I'd pick Piotr Jan over Aljamain Sterling regardless. Were you surprised Oliveira could wrestle Tony like that, and how good would you say Oliveira's wrestling is? Oliveira has good wrestling. He doesn't have the best takedowns, but no, I actually picked the only time I picked Tony Ferguson to win out of his last 3 was against Beneil. I picked Tony over Beneil, but I knew Charles Oliveira was gonna was going to be able to dominate Tony like that, believe it or not. And I knew that Justin Gaethje was going to be able to keep the fight standing and outstrike him. So it's sad, but it's true. Oliveira has I've been very high on Charles Oliveira for a long, long time. I literally wish my channel was 3 years old so I could point you to a video of me discussing Charles Oliveira 2-3 years ago. I've been very high on Charles Oliveira. He's constantly getting better. The striking is super technical. He has good power. He has good variety of attacks. He has good wrestling. He has good takedowns. He has amazing jiu-jitsu. He has amazing submissions. He has great clinch work. He does not get enough credit for his clinch. What happens is he'll brawl, right? He'll start brawling with you. And as both guys are throwing punches, they'll get in close, a very close pocket. He'll start throwing knees to the body, even though he doesn't have like a Muay Thai clinch or an over-under. He'll throw knees to the body when he strikes with another guy, starts brawling with him. Did it plenty in the Dustin Poirier fight. Charles Oliveira is just good everywhere. His only problem is his striking defense. He gets clipped too much. His head movement isn't that great. Other than that, great teep kicks, great leg kicks, great power in all his limbs. Decent chin. He's been clipped hard many of times. And even though people don't want to admit this, he has a great heart too. So I don't get why people come to the conclusion that Chandler will knock out Ferguson when Chandler ever been knocked out. Never. Justin G just threw the kitchen sink at him. Yeah, I don't know, but then again, I picked Chandler to get submitted, and Chandler's never been submitted. So Oliveira's been subbed too many times to say something like that. Yeah, can you believe Anthony Pettis guillotined him? I forgot about that until recently. Did you watch the Tough premiere? They got a 43-year-old heavyweight. He's 5-4 and hasn't fought since 2019. What's up with that? No, I have not watched it. I'm not a big fan of The Ultimate Fighter, but that does not surprise me. And is Charles the most well-rounded fighter in the UFC? I would say him or Volk. I'd probably say Volk. I think Volk's probably the most rounded fighter in the UFC. Justin Gaethje is going to make Oliveira look like a journeyman again and new us. Okay. Who should Jack Shore fight next? Jack Shore, who should he fight next? Let me take a look. Ricky Simon or Ricky Simone. I forgot how you pronounce his name. Give him Ricky Simon. I would like to see that matchup. Joe Rogan has been big on Oliveira for a long time too. Fair enough. I did not know that. The guy that is 43 was on Tough Season 2 and they brought him back. That is extremely bizarre, but sounds like something the UFC would do just for an interesting storyline on The Ultimate Fighter. I don't think I'll be watching The Ultimate Fighter. Honestly, guys, The Ultimate Fighter burnt me out years ago, and I just don't think I can watch it. I really don't. Maybe after it gets to the finals, I'll go watch the 2 finalists fights on the show. But I really can't watch it. I really can't watch Juliana Pena and Amanda Nunes talk shit to each other. I can't watch these dumb coaches competitions. And no disrespect if you enjoy The Ultimate Fighter. But for me, I haven't watched The Ultimate Fighter in years. And I just don't think I can get back into it. It's just not super entertaining for me. It's all these this manufactured drama of people shoving each other in the house and screaming, let me bang, bro, let me bang, bro. And it's just cheesy, it's corny, and I'm not a fan of it. I will not be watching The Ultimate Fighter. Agreed, Volk is most well-rounded. I love how these guys are counting out Charles Oliveira, not you, Joey, but the folks in the chat. I don't know, it's probably 50-50, though. Tony Ferguson currently training John Morgan to do 10 push-ups. Okay. Lol. I agree with you 100%, brother. The whole thing moved. Nunes Pena coaches are awful. Yeah, terrible decision by the UFC. I can't believe anybody's watching it. It's really not even that bad, but I just watch it for the fights, though. Yeah, I think it's just, when you watched it for so long and it used to be good back in the day, because what happened is the pool of talent isn't good anymore. What I would love and what would get me to tune back into The Ultimate Fighter, but it would cost way too much money. Give me a house with the top 5 contenders, top 8 contenders, or even just the top 10. There you go, top 10. Take the top 10 of a division, put them in a house together, pay them money, and then winner fights for the belt. Or even, screw it, put the champ in there. Imagine we get Aljamain Sterling, Piotr Jan, TJ Dillashaw, Jose Aldo, Corey Sandhagen, Marlon Vera, Marab, Rob Font, Dominic Cruz, Song Yadong, Pedro Munhoz, and I'll throw Sean O'Malley in there for shits and giggles. All in a house, fighting for the right for the title shot in like a tournament style. Sign me up for that. I'd watch every episode. I'd watch it live if I had to while it premiered. Sign me up for that. Chaos Williams and Randy Brown should be good now. If you ask me, that fight should have been a spot on the main card. Chaos Williams versus Randy Brown is a far superior fight to Joe Lozon, Cowboy Cerrone. It's bad. Tough is boring. I mean, I'm picking Justin, but I know if Oliveira gets the back even once, it's probably over. If he gets the back, it's definitely over. Like you can just fast forward to the fights. I just don't have it in me. I really don't. I don't think I can do it. That would be amazing. Exactly. Wouldn't that be amazing? I mean, that would revive Tough. And what it used to be is we had great talent on The Ultimate Fighter. So now I feel like the talent level is so low, I don't care about it anymore. So we used to have, when you had guys signed to The Ultimate Fighter, you knew they were legit. You had guys like Tony Ferguson on there. You know, Michael Chiesa on there. TJ Dillashaw was on there. John Dodson was on there. There was plenty of talent on The Ultimate Fighter, and that's what got me to tune in. Now it's like low-level MMA for the most part. You know, maybe I'm oversimplifying it, but you get my point. And for me, it makes it not watchable. First episode of Tough was very watchable, and Usman's brothers on it a lot better than I thought it would be. Fair enough. Again, you know, I'm not hating on anyone who does enjoy to watch it, but for me, I just don't think I can. O'Malley in Tough would be hilarious. I agree. I mean, imagine, I would love it. I mean, the UFC should do that. Take that idea, book a top 10. Book the top 10 of any division in the Ultimate Fighter house. Even if you do it in a condensed version. I don't see why they even do Tough still when so much talent comes from Dana White Contender Series. Tough used to be a thing of the past. I don't know. It should be a thing of the past. I have no idea. I guess they're just looking for cheap talent. That's the only thing I can guess. They're looking for cheap talent. Has MMA talent gone up or down over the years? Because Jones beat Glover so long ago, and now Glover's champ and it still has gone down, or the toughest of fighters have gone down? I have no idea. That's a tough question to answer. I think it's definitely gone up, but I think the barrier of entry into the UFC has gone down. Let's go. What's up, Sinister? Hope you're doing well. What's up, Homework? Hope you're doing well. Cody versus Ronnie Aya. I mean, if they want to get Cody a win, at least Ronnie Aya is not going to KO him. And if Ronnie Aya KOs him, he's done for. He's done for. Dana White Contender Series doesn't pull in any good talent. You're probably right. Yeah, it's just to get low-level MMA on a cheap contract. That's what it is. There's very few guys. You got Jamal Hill, Giga Chikadze. There's not a lot of great talent coming off there either. Dana White Contender Series is garbage. Excuse to fill fight nights with regional level fighters. You're probably right. You are probably right, my friend. It's just, I think the UFC is just looking for, you know, cheap talent to help fill out some of these cards. Any dream fights? Like, what do you mean? Dream fights in general? Khabib versus Oliveira? I don't know what you're exactly asking. Why aren't there any Asian fighters on The Ultimate Fighter? I have no idea. At least in Tough, if you win the contract, you don't get a contract on Dana White Contender Series. They'd be giving contracts to everyone. Yeah, it's actually annoying. I actually find it really annoying. Hardly any. Yeah, I have no idea. You want to see Japone happen? You want to see happen. Oliveira versus Khabib is a dream fight for me, if that's what you're asking. Did you see Tony going off on the UFC or Dana? And Dana? Yes, I did, but it didn't make a whole lot of sense. But basically, he just said past year he's been pissed at him. So, yeah. Jamal Hill came from the Contender Series. He's a good talent. Yes, he is. There's a couple. I mean, you can say that about anything for the most part. Guys will win a split decision and get a contract. I've been one complaining about. I don't even know if I'll be streaming Dana White Contender Series when it eventually comes back. I don't think I can do it. I really don't. No, I mean like Asian male fighters in the UFC. I don't know. Maybe a lot of them are signing with one. That would be my best guess because it's closer to home. I have no idea. Like for me, a dream fight I want is MVP versus Wonderboy. That is a good one. I want to see Khabib versus Oliveira. I want to see Rumble Johnson versus Francis Ngannou. I want to see Francis Ngannou versus John Jones. I want to see John Jones versus Derek Lewis. I want to see Yuri Prohaska versus Israel Adesanya. I want to see Alexander Volkanovski versus Charles Oliveira. There you go. Volk versus Oliveira prediction. I'll probably go Volk. He's too well-rounded. I think he just lands when Oliveira wins a decision. I get Tony Ferguson frustration. I'll be angry if I was in his position too. Yeah, I mean, who knows what all went down there. And Tony talk, it made perfect sense. He should have sued over tripping the cable at Fox. Yeah, it sucks, man. He tore up his knee and lost his title for it. It's not that good of a story. It's sad. It's very, very sad. You know, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm sad we never got Tony Khabib, but I know what would have happened. I know what truly would have happened in that fight. And Tony would have got absolutely mauled. Would have got mauled. Which is unfortunate. What race do you think is best at fighting based on what you have seen? I would say Brazilian and Nigerian. I have no clue. It seems like it flip-flops like every couple years or something. It was Brazilian for the longest time. Izzy don't want that. Okay, then what ethnicity is what I meant? I get what you meant. No big deal. There's 23-0 featherweight called Ashabab making his UFC debut. Good prospect for Caucasus region since the beat walked away. I have to keep an eye out for that. Thank you for letting me know. Is it Asian male fighters in the UFC who just fought Alexander Volk and in that Song guy who trains with Uriah? Song Yadong. So, what's the question here? You're talking about Song Yadong and Korean Zombie. So, I don't know. Chandler and Tony both would have beat Khabib. Absolutely. Tony would have got mauled by Khabib. And he would have got wrecked. And he would have got a career-altering beating from Khabib badly. Let's actually do a poll. Now they're feeding Nate to Khamzat because he won't resign. That is very true. Let's do a poll and see what you guys think. Who would have won? Khabib, Tony, Ferguson. Go vote in the poll, guys. Go vote in the poll. And we'll revisit that in a little bit. Brazilian. Hold on. Brazilians always have good fighters. Yes, they do. There was like a lot of Brazilian champs for a long while. Yeah, but that's all. Lamel, Sato, TKZ, and Song. I'm sure there's more we don't think of. But it's hard to say. Tony's problem, I mean, Tony got held down by Danny Castillo for 3 rounds. 3 rounds. So, that was Tony in his prime. Or close to his prime. No way he beats Khabib. Absolutely not. And I'm a big fan of both guys. So, it's one of those things. Guys, do me a favor. If you haven't already, make sure to like the stream. If you're watching the stream for the first time, make sure you subscribe. And I think that's it. That's all I wanted to say right there. So, all right. And guys, keep filling the chat with questions. Okay. I don't see anyone could say Tony at this point. Brazilians is just as much a race as Americans. Brazilians are a mix of Japanese natives and Europeans, just like Mexico is a mix of white and natives. Okay. I was responding to what Iceman said. Okay. What's up, Joey? Thoughts on Barbarino versus Lawler? I love that matchup. Should be fun. Should be a lot of fun. I mean, stylistically, both guys fight very similar. I think Lawler wins, though. I think Lawler beats up Barbarino. Khabib looked pretty beatable versus Justin. I disagree. His legs were getting destroyed. If he didn't land that lunging takedown, who knows what would have happened. The fight was close while it lasted. I don't know. Khabib was walking him down. Khabib was walking him down. Doesn't matter if he was eating shots. He was walking him down, got a takedown, almost submitted him towards the end of the round. And then next round, same thing. But that time he did submit him. Khabib, Tony would be like Dariush Tony, but worse. Yo, what's up, Joey? Can't stay for long. I'm on a 10-minute break at work. Respect the channel, though. Thank you, Brandon Vargas. Appreciate your support. Thank you for tuning in during your 10-minute break at work. The true supporter right here. Greatly appreciate you. Also, Beeb cheated that fight and missed weight. He held the towel like Fatboy DC. Okay. Justin ended Vic's career, and now he ended Tony's. Justin is dangerous. He's changing people. He's changing people. Remember when Habib said, I want to change his face, talking about Conor? What's your favorite knockout of what? What's your favorite knockout of what? That's what I need to know. Of UFC history, my bad. Probably Edson Barboza, Terry Edom was absolutely filthy. Was a filthy KO. I mean, the spinning back heel kick stiffened Terry Edom up. Outside of that, I don't know. I loved the Dustin KO over Conor of beginning of last year, UFC 257, I believe it was. That was phenomenal, but it wasn't. I mean, I was just happy to see Dustin win. So there's probably other ones that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head. Edson was my pick too. That was a crazy KO. I like Yan versus Corey knockout, underrated. Corey annoying AF. Yeah. That was a pretty nasty one too. Just slap him. The Rockhold KO was nasty too. The Gerald Meerschaert one was pretty nasty too. Conor Aldo is the most legendary KO. And I don't know if it's the most legendary, but it was definitely a big one. I really like the Henderson Bisping KO. I actually have an autographed picture of Dan Henderson KOing Michael Bisping with that big right hand, the H-bomb. Yuri versus Reyes was good. That was my favorite KO of last year. Tony Ferguson was shaking off at Brain Room at the end of the Gaethje fight. That was a brutal beating. Okay. I hope that's not the case, but that sounds disturbing. Do you think Khabib put Conor in neck crank to inflict pain because he couldn't get it under? You probably. I think had Conor not tapped, Khabib would have ripped his head off. Corey isn't the best light heavyweight. He needs an STFU. Glover would smash him in a rematch. I mean, it's hard to say, but I don't think he's the best heavyweight. Maybe he's better than Glover, but I don't necessarily think Glover's the best heavyweight either. Conor pissed that man off to the core. Khabib really didn't want to stop choking. You could tell. I know. If he would have tapped, Khabib would have ripped his head off. Imagine if Khabib would have tapped from a neck crank. Conor fanboys would have been saying, oh, it's not even a real choke and blah, blah, blah. But Conor got tapped and racked. Almost TKO'd in the second round as well. And then people say, oh, Conor won the third round. It's because Khabib was playing with him. Playing with him. Thoughts on Till Hermanson matchup? I think it's a winnable fight for Till, which he needs for sure. I honestly think Jake Paul versus Bisping would be bad for UFC. Bisping's chin isn't there. I wouldn't want to see it. I'm tired of all the thou who should not be named, which I just said his name. All the talk constantly. It's so annoying. You know, I think Hawani might be getting paid by him to talk about him nonstop. You think Yuri beats Glover? I think it's 50-50. I still haven't decided on who I'm picking. Could Jorge be a UFC Hall of Famer off the fastest knockout? That knockout will definitely be in the Hall of Fame. That knockout will definitely be in the Hall of Fame, you know? So, you can beat Tony, you can beat up Tony for hours, give that man water, then he's fine. Yeah. If there weren't rules, Khabib would have murdered Conor for sure. Have you ever had anything positive to say about Conor? Seems like you discredit anything he's ever done. I've literally said on this channel he's one of my favorite fighters to watch. So, I don't know why you got your panties in a bunch, my friend. So, just because I'm giving my opinion, you don't like my opinion, I'm discrediting. So, okay. Who would you like to see Cejudo fight in his return? I really don't care if he returns or not. But if I had to pick someone for him to return against, let him return against Merab. That'd be interesting. Let him return against Merab or a Dominic Cruz rematch. Who do you think could be next for Jorge Masvidal? Maybe Gilbert Burns. I would like it to be Conor McGregor. I think that'd be a lot of fun, and that'd be one of the biggest fights the UFC could do. Maybe the biggest fight of all time, if not top 5 biggest fights of all time. Bisbing's podcast, pretty good, much better than Ariel Luke. I don't watch any of them, to be honest. If you look closely, Herb actually stopped ref Khabib from choking him. Khabib didn't stop, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Khabib tucked his hand in there and pulled the choke hand away. Who do you have in Jan versus Rakic? If it's a striking match, Jan wins. Rakic needs to use his game plan again. I think Rakic wins. I think Rakic is better everywhere. Maybe Jan just has a little bit better power. I just don't know if Jan, with the full well-roundedness of Alexander Rakic, I don't think that Jan can beat him. Jan's too old, getting too slow, and Rakic is huge. Conor was legit at featherweight. He's not relevant anymore. He's not. I mean, he still is relevant, but he's not relevant to the top of the division. To be fair, every time someone mentions Conor name, you pull the same face when somebody mentions O'Malley. I've never heard of O'Malley before. But okay, that's a unique observation that you have. But I don't know what you want to say. Everything I've said has been true, or it's my opinion. So I don't know what you want me to do. Do you want me to dictate my opinion off of your thoughts, or you want me to give you my thoughts? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. So, I don't know. It's just some people just love a fighter so much that they can't hear anything critical about him ever. You can't hear anything critical about him. Otherwise, you just get upset. Let's see. 65% say Khabib Nurmagomedov would have beaten Tony Ferguson. I'm surprised it's not more. Do you think Ottoman Azaitar is top 15 caliber? Probably. But maybe not. There's a chance he's not. Who should Sean Brady fight? Been a while since his last fight. It hasn't been that long. I would like to see him against Wonderboy or Vicente or Gilbert Burns, someone like that. Chances Nate actually fights Khamzat 50-50. Come on, y'all. Tony's not beating Khabib. I agree. Conor fanboys are the worst. It's really sad. I mean, there's all different types of fanboys. There's Khabib fanboys, there's Conor fanboys, there's O'Malley fanboys, there's plenty of other fanboys, but the Khabib ones, the Islam ones, the Conor McGregor ones, the O'Malley ones are the worst fanboys of all time. I couldn't imagine if Conor had won a fight in the last 6 years, then they would be even worse. Who do you got on Bellator this weekend? Czech Congo or Ryan Bader? Ryan Bader for sure. Czech Congo is not that good. Who would you like to see Dober fight next? That is a very interesting question. I wouldn't mind to see him getting a crack at the top 15, maybe like a Diego Fajeda. Would you pay $75 for the last fight on this main card? Like just for the main event? Is that what you're saying? Yes. If you look closely, Herb Dean was smoking a crack pipe in the corner at the time of the Montino stoppage. Would not surprise me. Is Cody Garbrandt done? He's probably got one more fight, and if he gets brutally KO'd, then he's probably done. But he's close. He's very, very close to being done. Very, very close. I mean, it depends. I mean, the UFC should give him a winnable matchup next, probably. So, Congo beats Bader. In my opinion, his grapple has come a long way. I don't think so. I don't think he beats him. He's too old. Can't believe McGregor still has fanboys after the Jolie's wife debacle. That was some weak-ass trash talk. That was terrible. That was terrible trash talk. That was some of the worst trash talk I've ever seen. And then the fact he gets brutally KO'd in one fight. Then in the second fight, He gets beat up for 4 minutes and then breaks his leg, and then cries that it was a fluke, basically. Well, we don't even need to talk about the second fight because you got KO'd in the first fight. You know, Conor has won as many lightweight fights in the past, 5 years as probably Donald Cerrone, probably less. Let's look that up real quick. I'm curious because I know we talked about this before. But Conor gets way too much credit just because he talks a lot of trash. His last lightweight win was Eddie Alvarez. Yeah. So it's been 6 years since he's had a lightweight win. 6 years since he's had a lightweight win. And this man, people still act like this man is a championship level fighter. It's insanity. Lost to Khabib, domination. Beat Donald Cerrone at 170. Donald Cerrone was a dead corpse at that point in time. Gets KO'd in the second round by Dustin Poirier, and then gets dominated by Dustin Poirier in the UFC 264 last year, July last year, and then breaks his leg. It's weird. Best wrestler in heavyweight. I can't pick between Romanov and Blades. Probably Blades. Conor is a parody of himself these days. They had a video of him driving his new yacht. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even see that. Can't wait to see Pereira versus Strickland. That should be a very compelling fight. My wife in my DMs. Hi, baby. Okay. You're acting like he wasn't out boxing and not fighting for a lot of time. Okay. How is that my problem? How is that my problem? Since when is losing to Khabib and Dustin bad losses? I don't know who said that. I didn't say they were bad losses. I'm just saying the guy has not won a lightweight fight in 6 years. 6 years. He has not won a lightweight fight since 2016. Let that sit in. Let that sink in. That's not a good look. I don't care who you are. So if he's not fighting and he's out boxing, getting wrecked in a boxing match against a 40-some-year-old half-retired boxer, that's his problem, not mine. If he wants to try a different sport, I'm happy for him. I'm happy he's making all this money. I wish he was fighting because I like watching him fight. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch fight. But I don't know. You seem to be very sensitive. You seem to be very sensitive about Conor McGregor. So I can't fix that for you. Don't you think the McGregor-Conor boxing match was a fraud as real as WWE? I don't know. To be honest, I actually didn't watch it. I didn't want to see it. I didn't care for it. But I did see the finish. I didn't watch the fight in its entirety. But from what I understand, he basically got carried by Floyd and then eventually finished by Floyd. What's up, VT? Hope you're doing well. Conor has lost the two best fighters. He hasn't had money fights since 2016. Crazy how much you despise him. I don't get what you're saying. How is any of that my fault? How is any of that my fault? There's nothing that I can say to appease you because everything I'm saying is facts. So I'm just gonna move on. So if you don't like discussing facts, then this isn't a channel that you're gonna enjoy because it's the facts that he hasn't won a fight in 6 years. So anyway, guys, continue with the questions. We don't need to talk about Conor McGregor not winning fights for 6 years any longer. We've already went over that. We beat that dead horse pretty hard. It's just crazy. It's crazy. The inactivity, the losses, the dominant losses. So there you go. Conor would float around number 5 in whatever division he goes in, if that. Yeah, I don't think... Conor can definitely win fights, but I don't think he's beaten Oliveira. He's not beaten Gaethje. He's not beaten Poirier. He's not beaten Makhachev. He could probably beat Beneil. He could maybe beat Chandler, but I wouldn't favor him in either one of those matchups. I definitely not favoring him against RDA. He could beat Tony. He's going to lose to Gregor Gillespie most likely. It's crazy Gregor Gillespie's ranked above him. Conor's sitting at number 9 at lightweight right now. Mayweather fight, worst thing that could have happened for McGregor from a competitive standpoint. He can't get past his own ego, hence why he'll never be champ again, surrounded by yes man. Yeah. Yup, for sure. Connor's best chance is welterweight, and he would get rolled by Colby. Yeah, Connor would get dominated at welterweight. He hasn't won since 2016. Doesn't hold weight. Well, it holds weight because it's true. So I don't know if you want to try to play revisionist history because you love him so much, but I'm just speaking the truth here. So it is what it is. But who knows? Next thing you know, they're going to give him a title shot against Charles Oliveira if Charles Oliveira wins this Saturday. I could totally see that happening. But he'll probably lose again. But who knows? But yeah, he has no chance at welterweight. Absolutely no chance at welterweight. No chance at welterweight at all. Kamaru would wreck him. Khamzat would wreck him. Colby would wreck him. Leon would wreck him. Gilbert would wreck him. Bilal would wreck him. Vicente Luque would wreck him. Wonderboy would beat him by decision. Jorge would be interesting. I think he could beat Jorge. But I don't know. Conor isn't top 15 in 170. Yeah, definitely not. I mean, he would get wrecked by Shavkat. He would get wrecked by Neil Magny. But he'll probably take a fight that he can win on his way back. Maybe a Nate Diaz fight, which I don't even think is a gimme fight either. I don't think there's any gimme fights for him. He can't beat anyone in the top 10, 155 either. I don't like his chances, I'll put it that way. I think he could. I think he could beat Chandler. I might even pick him to beat Chandler. But it's going to be tough. All the matchups are tough. Connor's too strong for Wonderboy. Stop it. Stop it. That's funny. That is hilarious. But I don't know. We'll see when he returns. We'll see if he returns. Wonder what happened. Wonder what happens if he returns and wins. If he returns and wins one fight, is he going to be calling for a title shot? The UFC will probably give it to him. So, only time will tell. He'll probably return August, September of this year. Holy crap. My Nate Diaz Khamzat Chimaev video has gotten over 6,000 views so far. 6,000 views. By the way, guys, if you have not checked out my prediction videos for UFC 274, check them out after this stream. Check out my Khamzat Nate Diaz video. Make sure you go like it and all that good stuff. Also, guys, if you want to become part of our members-only Discord, the link is down in the description. We will be messaging live during the fights on Saturday, UFC 274. It will be a lot of fun. So if you want to join, get a bunch of benefits, but including the Discord chat, the link is down in the description. Conor knows what he is doing. He's in it for the show and money. Jorge can beat Conor. I agree, but I think also Conor can beat Jorge. Pump the brakes. I don't know what we're pumping the brakes on. 25 people in here. We're barely talking. Yeah, guys, keep filling the chat with questions. If we get a bunch of questions, we'll go for an hour and a half. If not, I'm going to end it here in a little bit. I just like answering the questions. So keep the questions up. Fill the chat with questions if you want to extend the chat. Conor can fight Cerrone again and get a title shot. Dude gets what he wants. Dana White privilege. Jorge gets traumatized after Usman KO. Jorge gets traumatized after Usman KO. Yeah, very possible. Conor couldn't knock out an old man with a sucker punch. Very true. These Conor stands are hilarious. Would you like Khamzat? Who would you like Khamzat to fight next? I want Khamzat versus Colby. I would like Khamzat versus Colby next. I don't see Justin and Charles getting past the first. I don't see it getting past the second. So it's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be a crazy wild fight while it lasts. I think it's going to be a crazy wild fight. I think Justin Gaethje is going to be looking for the kill. I think Oliveira is going to be looking for the kill. And if Oliveira gets Gaethje's back, whether it's be standing, ducking under a punch, or he takes him down with a double leg, or trips him, it's over. 100%. If he gets Gaethje down, it's over. Just joined. Is Nate confirmed to fight? No, but the UFC is working on Nate versus Khamzat. They are working on Nate versus Khamzat. I don't know if Nate's going to take it or not. So, Connor's the type of guy to demand a fight with Usman because he's on a 2-fight win streak at welterweight. Yeah, he is. He is on a 2-fight win streak at welterweight. Very true. He beat Nate Diaz at welterweight, who he's also been stopped by, and a lot of people call Nate like a bum journeyman. So, does Kent fight in the prelims at 274? I have no idea. What's up, Touring Round? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Don't forget to like the stream, guys. If you haven't liked the stream already, I would greatly appreciate it. I still can't believe we're getting close to 3,000 subscribers. 2,805 subscribers in 13 months is a massive achievement. I was just happy to get to 1,000. We got to 1,000 in last July or August, I believe it was. I'm just doing this because I enjoy MMA. And somehow we're almost at 3,000 subscribers. I want to hit 10,000 before the end of the year. That's my goal. If we hit it, we hit it. If we don't, we don't. I really hope we do hit it. But you never know. You never know with YouTube. I have no idea how this whole thing works. So we will see. I'm super excited, though, that we built a MMA community here to respectfully talk about MMA. I'm super excited about that. Nate should. Oh, hold on. Hank Hill's apparently not mad. He's always mad. Hank Hill's always mad. If you've seen him in here, he's always mad. Nate should get that Conor fight and bounce. Real talk. That's what I would like to see. Do you think Jorge fights someone before the court stuff is over? Probably. I would say yes. You should try to reach out some fighters for some interviews. I will eventually. I'm going to do an interview with Chris Curtis ever since he called into the channel. That's an easy one. Plus, I mean, that'll be awesome. He has a fight coming up in June, I believe it is. I'll have to reach out to him and we'll set it up. He said he's down 100%. I messaged him. He said he's down. Nate Diaz is the GOAT. Okay. You think second round finish in the main event? We haven't really seen Justin Jiu-Jitsu. Habib triangled him quickly. Yeah, I think maybe he won't end up on the ground. Which fighter will get a big budget movie? None. I wouldn't say you're biased, however, you do seem to have something against fighters who are or were rushed to a title due to star power. But you also have to consider we need fighters like that. I'm just giving my opinion on them. You know, if you want to think it's biased because you disagree with the opinion, that's fine. But that doesn't change my opinion. So, and I don't know what you mean because Conor wasn't rushed to a title. I think he pretty much kind of earned his way to the featherweight title shot. So I don't know what you mean. I don't know who else was rushed to a title. Would beat Khamzat. I don't know who that is. Tried to get an interview with Tony Ferguson. Never going to happen. Never, ever going to happen. When you're at 100K, remember your first 2,000 as OGs. I will, for sure. For sure. Damn, Dana really doesn't like Nate. Yeah, for sure. Pal, I'm a new subscriber, and believe me, you're good at analyzing fights. Great jobs. Great job. I appreciate you, Blue Wendigo. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, and I appreciate you. He's not hating. You just like Conor a lot, it seems. I like Sean O'Malley, and it's a little annoying when Joey constantly says stretchered out with no serious injuries when talking about it. Dude, that's an inside joke of the channel. It's just to be funny. Come on now. There's no need to get I guess you just said it's a little annoying, so that's not too bad. If you get audibly angry at that. So who's your favorite fighter ever? Tony? Definitely not Tony. Favorite fighter ever? Probably Anderson Silva. Who's your top 3 favorite fighters of all time? Probably Anderson Silva, Robbie Lawler, Jose Aldo. Those 3. Tony needs to retire after Chandler. We'll see how it goes. Why not? Because it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Tony's not going to do an interview with me. So I'm realistic. So it's never going to happen. I mean, how am I ever going to get Tony Ferguson on here? So, okay. interviews are cool, but they don't pull good views a lot of the time. I've seen so many bigger channels with fighter interviews under 1K. Fair enough. My actually views, my views to my sub count is insane. My last few videos, it may not update on your end, your guys' end, because I get real time, where YouTube on the consumer end just updates like every so often. My Nate Diaz Khamzat Chimaev video has 6,000 views. My Oliveira Gaethje video has 4,000 views. My Rose Namajunas Carlos Sparza video has 1,500 views, which isn't bad. Michael Chandler Tony Ferguson video has 2,600 views. There's my most recent videos. All insanity to get those types of views. I remember I used to be excited to get 100 views. So, did you like Rampage Jackson? I didn't like or dislike him. I had fun watching him. I can tell it's an inside joke by how often you say it. I'm not even as big as Sean as I was before, but I'm big on him, and you said it so many times once. Yeah, it's just funny, and I do this a lot of the times. I always find the cult-like followings to certain fan bases annoying. So I'll say certain things just to mess with them a little bit, you know? So that's one of the things that I say. And is it a lie? Is it a lie? Let me know. Is it a lie? It's true, is it not? So, Tisha Torres, not Misha Tate. My bad. I don't know what you even said. I must have missed it. So you're going to have to re-ask it. I missed it. I feel like Tony is too stubborn and prideful to retire. He'll fight until the UFC refuses to re-sign him. You're probably right, unfortunately. Did Vera say he's not giving Sean the rematch? I don't know. I never saw that anywhere. Mine is Rich Franklin. It broke my heart when Anderson rearranged his nose in 56 seconds. Yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't see that. I wasn't even a fan then. Tony versus Chandler should be a 5-rounder. Agree. Yeah, I've talked about that plenty of times. You get more views and with 10 times less subscribers. Recently it's been going crazy. I don't tend to compare myself too much to others, but the subscriber count to viewer count has been insane. The subscriber count to view count. Not gonna lie, I think views, I'm not clicking on this anymore. Not gonna lie, I think views is also a lot to do with thumbnails. It's basic in a good way and very clickable. Yeah, but also what happens is a lot of views are based off how long people watch your videos. So the longer people watch your videos, the more likely YouTube is to recommend those videos to other people. So just recently, a lot of my views have come from recommendations. And then what happens is a lot of those people subscribe. In the last 2 days, I think I've gained about 100 or 150 subscribers. I'm almost to 3,000 subs. It would not surprise me. I'm not banking on this. You know, it is what it is. I'm doing this for fun, and it is what it is. But it would not surprise me if somehow I hit 10,000 subs in the summer of this year. My goal is 10,000 subs before the end of the year. But the views have been coming in, and the subscribers have been coming in a lot. I think last month I had 2,400 subscribers. So in the last month, I've gained 400 or 500 subs, which is really good. The percentage of subscribers I have to my channel, to gain 400 subs is a lot. It's not like I got a 100,000 sub channel. So it's crazy. Let me actually do a poll real quick. Let me see what you guys think. Will this channel ever reach 100K subs? Let's see what you guys think. Will we ever reach 100K subs on this channel? Let me know. I'm going to continue to do it, you know, unless for some reason I fall out of love with MMA. I'm going to continue to do this. So, okay. Aspinall is Frank Mir 2.0. Kind of looks like him too. I guess I'll go back. You have a dream fight or a fantasy fight, past or present, that never happened. Oliveira Habib. Joey, look up a picture of Ariana Carnelosi. Okay, let me take a look. Lucy. I feel like I've heard this name before, but I don't remember. Jeez Louise, she is jacked. Yeah, maybe she is. I don't know. Let's see. 86% saying yeah. I wonder if you guys are right. Are you guys just trying to butter me up here? She's like Volk with bigger arms. Aspinall is not Frank Mir at all. Mir has 0 striking. Aspinall's well-rounded. I just thought they looked very well. They looked the same. Okay, can beats what Mir lacks. Okay, I wish Joey covered NBA because I love a playoff discussion, but Joey's not a baller. Yeah. Charles Oliveira has the best stare downs. I've never paid attention to that, honestly. So I don't know. I have no clue. So guys, go vote in the poll. Let me know. Will this channel ever reach 100,000 subscribers? I'm curious. What do you guys think? And be honest too. I don't want you to just say yes because you think that's what I want to hear. I'm genuinely curious from an outsider's point of view. You know, I don't know. I never thought I'd reach 1,000 this quickly, so I don't know. I truly believe we can build this channel to a big channel now, but it's hard to say. It's hard to say, so I'm curious what you guys say. I'll remember this chat. I truly think so. Your quality's too good. That's one thing I think that has helped me a lot. The amazing video quality and the amazing audio quality. People really enjoy that. I'm the only MMA person on YouTube doing 4K content. So that is one thing that I have that a lot of others do not. So we'll see. I'll do my best. Yuri's fighting style is so badass. Yuri is one of my favorite fighters to watch as well. I mean, the way he just moves forward, hands down, head movement, looking for big power shots. Yuri Prochazka is incredible. I can't wait to see him versus Glover, but he may get dragged to the ground and he may get brutally TKO'd on the ground or submitted. Realistically, if you keep putting out content, you should get there. It's very true. You just continue. I think you will because you're not biased in your analysis. You have credibility, and I feel like you love and will keep on doing that. You'll get there soon enough. I will always be like that. I will be as unbiased as I possibly can, regardless of what some people think. That's crazy. If I have some credibility, that's awesome. But I just love talking about the sport. You know, that's why I do these streams all the time. I could just talk about MMA for days, basically. I could stream tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We could talk about the same things over and over again, and I would probably never get tired of it. So appreciate you, James. I think statistically we can do it. I'm definitely on board. I'm going to try to do it, and we'll see. I mean, we need what? If we're at 3,000, we need 97,000 subs. I think we can make it work. Maybe like 2 years, 3 years. As the bigger you grow, the easier it is to get subscribers, I've learned. So let's go. I think you can get to 100K, but you'll need to start covering prelim fights to reach that goal. You think so? Eventually, if I have the time, I'll do like full card breakdowns. And sometimes I do prelim prediction videos. But I don't know if you absolutely have to do that to get that goal, to reach that. I don't think you do, but maybe. You might be right. Who is better, Ankalaev or Yuri at striking and wrestling? Yuri's the better striker, but he's super unorthodox. Ankalaev's definitely the better grappler. You're chill with your approach, and you do know MMA. Seems like good people in the chat also. Yes, that's one thing we do have. Remember, the more people have following, your higher chances are that you'll get canceled. Better delete the jokes from 2011. Okay. Credibility, I'm not saying you do MMA, but you have experience to back it up what you think, and you say stuff that makes sense in your picks and so on. Appreciate you, man. That's what I know what you meant. It's just funny hearing someone say that. So that's awesome, man. You know, watching the sport for so long, I think one of the most important things, and one thing that I try to get across, is I try to talk in a way that anybody can understand what I'm saying, even if you haven't been following the sport hardcore for 10 years. That's why sometimes I a little bit over-explain, but I do that for the people who've only been following the sport for 1 or 2 years, you know? So, it's one of those things. Cody Garbrandt versus Ronnie Aya is next. Is that official? Is that happening? Is that official? Somebody let me know in the chat. According to the votes so far, 65% think the channel will reach 100K subscribers. Yeah, I'm trying, guys. I want to reach 10K this year. That's the goal this year. So it is official. Okay. Really? I gotta go look this up. Let me take a look. Oh, guys, did you see Dean Barry? Oh, yeah. Cody Garbrandt versus Ronnie Aya is in the works for UFC's July 9th event. That makes perfect sense. Talking in a simple way is good. Don't be Luke Thomas and use flamboyant words to try to sound intelligent. I actually like using big words. That's the funny thing. But I don't use them too much. I would watch full card coverage videos. Hope you find the time to do it in the future. Eventually, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Joey, I'm glad to be a part of your fan base. I look at the comments on a lot of people's channels, and their following don't seem to be that into the UFC. I see what you're saying. Yeah, who knows? I have no idea. MMA Guru predicted it. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. Predicted the fight. Big fan of the content. Thank you, JZWay26. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. Good for Yaya. I jump on that opportunity. Imagine if Cody Garbrandt gets slept by Ronnie Aya. Imagine that. Imagine how career-altering that will be for Cody Garbrandt. That would be devastating. That would be devastating. I could not imagine. If Ronnie Aya sleeps Cody Garbrandt. Oh, my goodness. You think Khamzat finishes Diaz besides refs stopping it from bleeding too much like Diaz Masvidal? I think Khamzat Diaz ends in a doctor stoppage. I think Khamzat mauls him so badly that his eyebrows are cut up and everything. Marlowe's got Yaya. I'd take Cody Garbrandt all day. Anyone can sleep Cody at this point. Bullet would probably sleep him. Stop it. I don't know if anybody can. That's an interesting fight, though. It's definitely the UFC trying to get Cody Garbrandt back on the winning track. I wonder if Ronnie Aya knows what they're trying to do. Well, we will see. But I think it's the right fight to make. Cody Garbrandt needs a fight that can get him back on track. He really does. It's tough. All those losses, getting brutally KO'd. Cody Garbrandt just has an off switch right on his chin. And it's actually really sad because I think he's actually a really skilled fighter. He's lucky Rob Font has pillow hands or he would have got KO'd by Rob Font too. Luke Thomas is one of the guys that washes his hands before using the bathroom. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. But I thought you were going to say washes his hands after going to the bathroom. I'm about to say, well, I take offense to that because I always wash my hands after going to the bathroom. Rogerio Bontorin versus Manuel Kopp is next. Manuel Kopp, I thought, had that suspension. Did they figure that out? Will Gregor Gillespie ever stop ducking Arman Sarukian? Supposedly that's going to happen. Ronnie Aya has nothing to lose but a lot to gain. Agree. I was watching UFC Embedded, and Esparza was treating it like a reality show, talking about getting cake and then getting her wedding ring instead of training. Stop it. How would O'Malley do versus Font? I would say before I would have said Font wrecks him, but now I just think Font gets hurt too badly that I would probably take O'Malley versus Font now at this point, just because Font, his chin, it just seems like he's constantly getting rocked. He'd probably win 3 minutes of the round. O'Malley would rock him. End of round. O'Malley takes the round. Is your favorite division men's bantamweight? Yes. Tony, the type of guy to wake up and set his alarm, wake up early to set his alarm. You know what a comeback fight would be good for Mac and his confidence, kind of like a tune-up fight he had with Cowboy Hooker. Yeah, I think Hooker would be a very winnable fight for Conor. Do you think Cody is the chinniest fighter? Him or Marlon Moraes, honestly. Alistair Overeem used to be one of those guys, but he's no longer in the UFC anymore. All right, guys, we went an hour and a half on the channel. I wanted to try to get to an hour and a half today. Guys, if you have not checked out the prediction videos, please go check out the prediction videos. Become a member. Join our members-only Discord. The link is down in the description. Don't forget to like this stream. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure when you go watch all the prediction videos, you comment your prediction on the video. So afterwards, if you're claiming I was right, I can go back and find the comment. So do all that. I'm going to get out of here in a minute. Let's see. What did you predict for Ngannou Rosenstrike before you go? I took Ngannou by KO, I'm pretty sure. I took Ngannou by KO. I know I took Ngannou, but I couldn't remember if I took him by KO or not. But I had to have taken him by KO. Will Barboza go to 155 like Hooker did? Probably. Why don't they just do Diaz Dustin instead of Khamzat? Because they want to vindictively matchmake Diaz because he's not re-signing with the UFC right now. Okay, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate every single one of you for joining me. Make sure to go check out the recent videos. Like the videos, comment on the videos, support the channel. Help us get to 10K this year, 2022. I want to get to 10K subscribers before the end of the year. Thank you guys for joining me for the stream. I will be doing a live stream for the UFC presser tomorrow. I'm not sure what time it is, but I'll schedule it on the channel. 70% says this channel will reach 100K subs, so I hope you guys are right. I'll do my best to try to get there. I think that's pretty much it.